It's on. All right, y'all. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, Swig Squad. My comments are on now. Okay. I had to set it for the right thing. So, as I was saying, I had already started the live, but I gotta wait and let a couple people come on back in because I had for some reason it had turned off my comments. So I had to turn them back on, and now I am ready. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, Swig Squad. This is your girl T with the Diva. And tonight I will be doing my review for Love and No, Love is No Love. It is Real Housewives of Hotlanta. And as I was saying, as the episode opens up, your girl Britt said she was a video vixen. She said that when she was in high school, she was that girl, and she was a video vixen. And when she met her husband, she said that when she met him, she had been used to dating rappers and ball players and you know, the typical like street dude and whatnot. And she said that when she met her husband, he gave her husband vibes. So I guess he came off to her as if he was I guess a husband. So she said he was the only one that seemed like he could maybe carry the torch of knowing what a husband was, and he got her a 10-carat ring. So boom, there it is. Mike's family comes over for dinner. And hello, Mariah D. Thank you for joining. So Mike's family comes over for dinner. And it was so funny because they had like the little lobsters and hey, Crawley family, hello. Thank you for joining. So they had the little lobsters and the whole spread out. The nephew bust them wide open. And he was like, why we got all this fancy food? What's up? What y'all doing? Ain't even thinking about them cameras sitting there. I was cracking up like, you know what? Kids will make sure they tell your business. Britt tells her sister-in-law. Her sister-in-law name is Kenya as well. Tells her sister-in-law about the ring. Britt tells her sister-in-law about, oh, thank you, Mariah. Thank you, Snowpaws. She tells her sister-in-law about how Kenya commented on her ring. So she's like, yeah, Kenya was just so pressed and asking me about my ring and all of this. And it was like, no, she wasn't pressed really. She was just asking if the ring was from this husband or another husband. You said you had a new ring. She didn't see a wedding band per se. So she just asked if you had another husband and you didn't. So she was just asking a question. I don't think that was being pressed, but whatever. So they talking about the wedding that she wants to have because they never did have a big wedding. She said her dad passed away in 2015. Thank you, Crawley family. And she said he had a $2 million policy. But because he was between jobs, he had left one job and got another job. The policy didn't carry over. This is what gave her and her sisters the gumption to want to open up an insurance company. They started an insurance company. Well, along the way, I guess the insurance company kind of divided the sisterhood. So they don't have the bond or the relationship that they used to have. So they dissolved the company, and it's a strain on their relationship right now. But she said that, you know, she went on and she kept on with the insurance company because that's where her wealth comes from. She is a owner of a pretty reputable insurance company. But she said that when her dad passed away in 2015, that because his policy had lapsed, that he had to go and start a GoFundMe for his funeral. And you know, that made me think, because I'm just like, so your daddy was a prominent man in the community. He had a $2 million policy, so I'm assuming that he had a little wealth, just a little bit. You was the it girl in high school. You said you was a video vixen and all in King magazines, and I'm like, what kind of parents did you have that they was letting you spread it all ego in a magazine as a high school teenager? But okay, girl, go off. But I'm just saying, your dad was as prominent as he was. You were everything that you were in high school, and you guys still had to get a GoFundMe when your dad passed away? I just was wondering, you know, how that went and whatnot. But and you said all you know, you have ballers and ball players and all the video rappers and all these guys on your roster, and y'all had to do a GoFundMe when your dad passed away? Okay. So, Kelly and Portia, they meet up at the most awkward lunch or meeting that you could have. Can y'all please hit the like button? Please hit the like button on the way in. I would greatly appreciate it. Kelly and Portia. Remember, Kelly is the girl who asked Shamia, why Portia take that lady husband? Why Portia do that, take that lady husband? So her and Portia meet up. Portia says to her that she has many personalities, and she says she doesn't know any of them. And Kelly like, okay, I got many personalities and you got many husbands. So what's T, boo? I said, ooh, but the only thing is, Portia does not want anyone to question her about why she took that lady husband. That's all that is. Portia wants to be able to, first of all, she left the show after she married him. She didn't want to come back to the show. And then when she had to come back to the show because he divorced her, and she got to get some money. She ain't got no money. Them sheets and that hair is not selling. So she had to come back. So she really didn't want to come back. She didn't come back because she loves this job. She came back because she know this a good bag and she need this bread. So she said that, you know, Portia, like, you know, I asked Shamia. No, Shamia told me about how y'all were having a conversation, and you went on to ask, you know, why Portia messing with that lady husband. So Kelly goes on to say, well, I didn't say it like that. I was kind of just asking. I just wanted to know, what was the tea, what the tea was on there. So then Portia goes back on and to say, well, Shamia didn't say it like that. So I wonder why Shamia would try to start something and would try to act like it was a big deal if she didn't say it like that. Well, Portia, if Shamia has been your friend since you was knee high to a grasshopper, why would you listen to what somebody else say and then not believe Shamia? Why would you hear somebody else take on a question that they ask and automatically discredit your friend that you have been friends with your entire life almost? So you mean to tell me that you've been on this girl for 2 minutes and you and Shamia been cool all these years, and she come and tell you, oh, I wasn't really saying it like that. I was just trying to figure out what was going on and what was tea about and you and your marriage. And instead of you saying, dang, what my homegirl told me, and I know my homegirl wouldn't you just gonna automatically believe or say in your confessional, I wonder why Shamia would set that up like that. I wonder why she would say that. Why would she think that would be like, why would you think that she wasn't lying about what she said and how she said it? Shamia had your back 110%. And as soon as somebody come and say something, it got you doubting your friend. This is what I'm saying, y'all. Portia is setting this up this entire season. When Portia saw that Shamia was coming on this show, Portia was already ready to give her behind to kiss. She was ready to not be good friends with her. She was already, I'm telling you, I'm mark my words. I have not seen any further episodes than anybody else have seen. But I'm telling y'all, Portia is on some BS, and she is going to not be a serious friend. She already is showing how this whole bond between her and Shamia ain't worth its weight in salt, because as soon as it's time for her to go against Shamia about anything or question Shamia's loyalty about anything, she's gonna do it. And she knows what type of friend Shamia is. She knows that everybody is saying that Shamia is up in her butt. She knows that Shamia is going to speak on her and really have her back when anybody says anything. She knows this. But look, it's not gonna be worth anything. But she questioned that, and so they ended up having a conversation, I guess, and saying that they would I guess start over and then see where it would go. I don't think that's really gonna be worth anything. They showed Drew in the studio. She's singing. Angela, Cynthia, and Kenya, they all come to the studio with her. They have a sit down. Kenya inquires, where's Dennis? Because you're singing now. And now we haven't seen Dennis. Where is he? So Drew says that Dennis should be there. He should be at the studio with her. But she says that they barely talk. And of course, production rolls back that beautiful beam footage and shows her texting and calling. She has him saved in her phone as Dennis Bro, and he's saved in her phone. And Kenya acts like, so why did you do that? Like, that was wrong. Like, why did you do that? You should have talked to Portia first. Drew says that she did. She texted Portia, and she tried to, tell Portia about it, texting her and calling her, whatever. But I feel like, yeah, Drew probably could have called Portia and, and told Portia, yeah, I'm, gonna work with your baby daddy. I think that he is everything to me. He is the sun, the moon, the stars, the glow and everything, and I really want him to promote me or produce me or whatever, manage me or whatever he's doing for her. While I do feel like Shamia should have reached out to Portia and told her about Dennis being whoever he's going to be to her, whoever he is. I guess her mentor, her rock, her son, her bro, her heaven on earth, or whatever she said he was. But I'm looking at Portia like, so you felt like she should have called you, but you didn't feel like you should have said anything to Fallon. So what's good for you, or what somebody does to you or doesn't do to you, is not, those same rules don't apply when it involves another woman's man. You don't, and I mean, Dennis wasn't even your man. He just your baby daddy. And you feel like you don't even want, you never wanted to give Fallon any type of heads up or any type of conversation, or you didn't feel like she deserved to know anything. So that was something that I feel like was a dose of your own medicine, Portia, because I don't think nobody should be required to put you up on game, just like you don't feel like you should have to put nobody else up on game. You took that lady husband and you felt like, so what? So that's your daughter's father. Y'all not in no relationship. Y'all don't have no type of no agreement or anything going. Y'all just co-parenting. And as soon as you get into a relationship, you're not gonna care what he doing and who he with and who he do it with. You gonna be in a relationship, so you gonna be doing what you want to do. But now, since you not in one and you going through this divorce, now it's woe is me and everybody against me, and don't nobody want to be on my side, and don't nobody want to be. No, that didn't have nothing to do with it. She just want to control everything that she can control. In the next scene, we see that Shamia, is talking to her sisters, and she's talking about, her ectopic pregnancy, and her oldest daughter now is having to have a tonsillectomy, and the baby is sick, and she has so many appointments that she has to go to, and it's just not enough hours in the day. So her sister is consoling her, and my heart goes out to her. And this will be a really good time for her friend. If Portia was a friend, this will be a really good time for her friend Portia to show her friendship. This will be a good time for her to show the friend that she is. What do you need me to do, friend? What appointment do you need me to go to? Where do I need to pull a weight? I will go and pick something up, drop something off. Any errands that you have to run, I will be there to help run them. And that is what friends do. But now Portia is of course in her own world, dealing with her own thing with her own husband. So heaven forbid Shamia ask her for any assistance or anything in her time of need. Angela and Charles Oakley, they talking about renewing their vows. They speak about At some point, Charles shutting down. I think they ended up splitting up at some point. Um, there was a situation where he was into it and got kicked out of the Madison Square Garden Bowl, um and he really went to a dark place. I think it was one of the owners or somebody where he was kicked out of the Madison Square Garden, and he went to a dark place, and she says that they were they split up and they had to come back together. And he's talking about these investments that they have. They have properties that no one's buying, and they're holding on to them. She trying to do a vow renewal, and he like, we got to get rid of these properties. We got business to take care of, like real business. She's asking him about going to therapy. He don't want to go to therapy because he a older guy, and he's set in his ways, and he don't feel like therapy is necessary for their marriage. So I guess he just gonna play it by ear. He like, I don't need, how men be like, we don't need no therapy. We don't need no strangers telling us what we gotta do in our marriage. We know what we gotta do. People don't feel like therapy can be of help because they've never been, and they don't feel like a stranger, somebody who doesn't know them, or know about their foundation, or hasn't been there, or hasn't witnessed their dynamic, can actually talk to them and help give them tools to make their relationship stronger. But people have to believe these people are professionals for a reason. They are considered professionals because they know what to ask you in order to get into your business, so that they can get in there and disrupt some stuff, so that they can dismantle it just to put it back together a different way. So I think that it's something. I think that it's a good idea, and something that he should be down for, especially if she feels like it'll help them, it'll do something for their marriage. Drew visits her attorney, and she's talking about how Ralph, the last court date that they had, his attorneys didn't show up, and he represented himself. I don't know what's wrong with that man. I don't understand what he did or said to her to make her. I'm sure he was, of course, a different person, but he just seems so corny to me. It just don't seem like much that he is going to do or say is going to convince me that anyway, he represented himself at the last hearing, just like a woman. Drew wants to sell the house, and they both split the proceeds. He didn't want to turn over his financial information, his records. He didn't want her to know about his finances. He didn't want her to know about his finances when she was in the marriage. Remember, he had come with, I think that was the house that they moved into. He came and picked her up, and they had moved like around the corner. They lived in one place, and they ended up moving around the corner, and she had nothing to do with that move. Nothing to do with the closing of that house. She hadn't seen that house. She had nothing to do with the purchasing of that home. When he told her about purchasing the home was the day that they moved. When he got the moving truck and the movers out there, he told her, "You ain't got nothing to do today?" "Oh yeah, cause we about to move. We moving." She was like, "What? We moving where? When?" "Oh, I found us a house around the corner." She like, "What? Well, when was you gonna tell me?" He like, what did I need to tell you for? I'm the man of the house. I'm gonna do all, but she gonna have to help you pay that mortgage though. He wasn't gonna pay that mortgage by himself. She was gonna help him pay it, but she wasn't gonna have no say on where they went. None. No say. So she just talking to her attorney and just talking about how disappointing it is and how he's just a totally different person and how he in the basement and she gotta tell him when she coming down there or if she coming down there, because he'll put it in the chat in the little app of the parenting app. I'm just like, Ralph would make my head hurt. He really seemed like he just got a whole lot of feminine in him. I don't know. So they said that their records were sealed, but now they will not be. They will not, the information will not be sealed. So anyway, that means that it'll be public knowledge and everybody will be able to know all the carrying ons and going ons that went on in their marriage. And I mean, I don't think we need the records to be unsealed for us to know. I think that we already know. We know he was a cheater. We know that he was allegedly stealing money from her. We know that he lied and said that he would adopt her son and knew that he didn't want to adopt that little boy. And he wrote a book about adopting that little boy and didn't even adopt him. And he disrespected her and belittled her every chance he got. And yeah, we already know. It don't need to be unsealed, you know. We already knew that, you know, when they was going through their little thing. We knew that about him. Shamia's daughter is having a tonsillectomy. Hi, Deneen. Okay, girl, go ahead. Enjoy. Thank you. Shamia's daughter is having a tonsillectomy, and I know a little something about that because my daughter had a tonsillectomy when she was little. Well, actually, the beginning of COVID, she had a tonsillectomy, and she was supposed to go back to school the day that they closed Michigan. The day they closed everything in Michigan was the day that she was going back to school. But anyway, she had to have a tonsillectomy, and Shamia was saying that it was so cute how she wore the baby wore her little doctor's jacket in the back seat with her little dress and stuff. And then they doctor met them at the dang old door for their little tonsillectomy. I'm like, dang, y'all got it going real big. I guess she was like, Dr. Such and Such, we doing a show and I need you to just, come down and just greet her, if you could do that. But this is the same doctor, I believe the same surgeon who takes care of her baby, her sick baby. So, they're really, really familiar with this lady. And she said her husband was nervous. I could tell he was nervous because he would not sit down. His baby was in surgery. You be so nervous. Your baby's going in surgery. You be, whoo, I hope they make it. I hope everything be cool. I hope they have a speedy recovery. You just worry about everything. You just totally, constantly praying and praying and praying because, anytime you go under that anesthesia, it ain't guaranteed that you coming out. But yeah, the baby was fine. And oh Jesus. Oh, that baby looked just like him. And you know what? He not even as unattractive as he was. He used to be unattractive to me in the beginning. I mean, it ain't like it matter because I ain't got to look at him. But he even looked better to me because he's so nice to Shamia. My heart, it warms my heart to see how nice he is and how good he treats her, and how much he respects her, and it just warms my heart. Where is okay? And so in the next scene, Portia and Miss Diane. Miss Diane looking like a young tender. I say, all right, Miss Diane, I see you in your BBL. You BBLing and BBLing allegedly, girl. I see you. Miss Diane she was a tenderoni back in her day. I can tell. Miss Diane, Portia and Miss Diane at the spa. Portia said, I just don't feel sorry for Portia with this divorce. I'm sorry. And I really hate divorce for anybody because I heard it's just like a death. And it's so depressing. And, you've grown this life with this person. And nobody gets married to get divorced. And, you thought about, somebody every single day for however many years, and when you thought about you thought about them, and then it's like half of you is just cut off now. And so my heart goes out to anybody going through a divorce. I know that they're necessary, and I know that you do all you can to save your marriage if you can. But the way that Portia went into this marriage, not caring about nobody, and I just feel like she plotted on this man. I feel like she went over to that house, and I don't know if she may have seen something or may have felt the energy or anything. And I'm saying I just don't feel sorry for her. I just feel like, I don't feel like nana boo boo or anything like that, but I feel like, well, I mean, okay, get over it. So she says that the man that she's fighting with in court right now is not the man that she married. Now, as I realize that we don't marry the same person that we divorce. It's usually a different person. When you married this person, you were blissfully in love. You two couldn't keep your hands off each other's. You talked to each other 15 times a day when you were apart. You came together because you couldn't live without each other. And then you're getting a divorce and you're not even conversing once every 6 months. So I'm sure that is how it has to be something to get used to. But you shouldn't have did that to that lady. You shouldn't have did that to that lady. That was bold. So she's saying that Portia's mother, Miss Diane, is talking about, Portia is telling her about, all the stuff that Shamia said that the girls were saying. Miss Diane is saying that if that's supposed to be your friend, she ain't supposed to be bringing you no gossip. And I'm like, where is that coming from? Because if you and Shamia been cool since y'all was in the sandbox. And I got friends that I've been cool with, I mean, since right after high school, but we haven't been friends since the sandbox. But my mother would have never said about none of my best friends that if I said to her that they were telling me that somebody said something about me, my mother would not automatically jump to why they bringing you them bombs? Why they talking? Why they telling you what's going on with that? It's like, why are you saying this is her childhood friend? Now, this is what you want to say about her childhood friend that you know is her childhood friend. You know what Shamia means to her, what she is to her, what they've been to each other, how much history they have, and then you would say something like this, Mom. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe Portia mentioned something to Miss Diane about already dismantling this friendship, or already about how she's questioning things. I just feel like, I'm telling you, Portia is not right. She not a good friend. She not don't have her best, Shamia's best interest at heart. She is I don't know. It has to be an envious thing. And come to find out, Portia didn't even have anything to do with Shamia being on the show as a peach holder. As far as Portia is concerned, Shamia would have continued to be a friend of the show. It was Candy that came through and talked to the executives and the powers that be about Shamia coming on the show and getting a peach. And that's how she got on the show. It wasn't even her homegirl that put in a word for her and said, let my homegirl on the show. I don't want my homegirl to be a friend of no more. I want her to be on the show. Let her come on the show. Or if I ain't coming back, if y'all don't let Shamia come, like this show BFF. And now Portia didn't want Shamia on this show. Candy is the one who fought for Shamia to be on this show. But that's interesting to know that. But then I feel like if it had been to the contrary, and it had been a situation where Shamia didn't come tell Portia nothing, and then Portia started hearing all of this stuff that the girls were saying, and then Portia like, oh, you was at lunch with them when they said, why I take that lady husband? Oh, and you was at such and such with them when they said, did I take that lady husband? And you was over, like, had it been a situation where Shamia didn't tell Portia all the stuff that they had been saying, Portia would have lost it. And she would have been, oh, you ain't my friend. Oh, so you supposed to be my friend and you ain't even about to tell me. So you wouldn't look at how she doing Drew right now for not telling her about working with Dennis. If Shamia wouldn't have said nothing and all this stuff would have been going around, and she would have just did her little taking up for Portia like she did speaking up for Portia when they brought her up and when they asked about the stuff. And if that was all Shamia would have did, and then it would have got back to Portia, Portia would have had a fit going off on Shamia like, oh, so you couldn't tell me they was talking about me? I mean, even if you did speak up for me, so what? You didn't want to just let me know that they was talking. Like, she wouldn't have, it would have been a damn if you do, damn if you don't type thing, because Portia wouldn't have been okay with that. And then your mama would have been, what your mama would have been saying, oh my God, so she was letting them talk about you and she wouldn't even tell you about it. I'm telling you, Portia is getting to a point where she is not wanting her and Shamia to be friends. So she is going to sabotage this friendship, and she is going to make it so she don't have to show up in this friendship, and Shamia is going to get the word, and then it's going to be over. That's it. Candy done already let the cat out the bag anyway, but Portia feels like Shamia is beneath her. And her coming on the show, you see she got her Sterling Estates. You see she got her Rolls Royce her for her birthday. You see she got all her jobs, all the jobs she been getting, her Star Spangled Banner. She got the singing career that Portia won't. Portia is mad because you said, who cares? They both are irrelevant. Okay, Keith, you're irrelevant. You don't have to be on here. If you don't like what I'm talking about, you can go somewhere with somebody talking about somewhere you wanna hear. Cause you're not interested in what I'm talking about. So just go. So I'm just like, when you are a friend, you want to see your friend do well. And you want to be there to congratulate and support your friend. And you want to make your friend proud. And that's just it. So I just know Portia about to give her behind the kiss. But yeah, so anyway, Kelly has a fundraiser for Balmain, and it's an event where she invited all of the ladies, mommy and me. And Kenya and Brooklyn look so cute. I love Kenya and Brooklyn together. I just love seeing them. I am so mad. I don't care for Kenya like that, because I think she just go for the jugular for real. But I think that I love the way she is with Brooklyn. Like, I love their dynamic. I love to see them. I love the visual, like their bond, and like how she does with her, like how she talks to her, and how she handles her. I just love to see her and Brooklyn together. And she looked just like her daddy. I'd be like, dang, you ain't have nothing to do with that baby. So, and I think that Kenya go off like that because of how her mother is or is not with her. So I know that she probably like put 20 on 10 when it comes to that little girl, because she knows how it feels to, for your mother to just cast you aside and just not care about you. Remember when she went to see her mom and her mama said, get off my porch, get away from my door. Oh, I could have cried. I was like, as a mother, how could you be so cold towards your child? Like, what happened to your maternal instincts? And I don't know, did she just have the baby, and did postpartum take her away from that connection and that bond or something? I don't know. When Portia came in and Portia came in the event, and she's talking about Drew kept her, because her and Drew used the same glam. She's talking about Drew kept her glam squad and all this and stuff. I'm like, Portia, the world do not revolve around you, sweetheart. It doesn't. I know that's a news flash to you, but the world does not revolve around you, sweetie. It don't. And then, they cracked a little joke about Angela knows. So Kelly speaks, and then she mentions that the charity is about a disease that has stricken, she said, 3 of her girls. They have the brittle bone disease, And she says that when she saw the difference in one of the little girls, she took her to the hospital, and she said they were treating her like she was a stranger, like she was doing something to the little girl. She took the little girl to the hospital because she was concerned. And you know how they do when they suspect something, they really like leave you out. I know I had an accident when I was like 2 years old, and I bust my teeth out, and I got a cut on my lip right here. And when my mother took me to the hospital, she said that they kept asking me what happened. And I kept saying, I fell and I hit my lip. And she said they locked her out the hospital, her and my dad. And she said they were just talking to me. And she was like, okay, where's my child? And she said they were for a while, a couple like minutes or so. If there was a time during the hospital visit that they wouldn't let her see me, they would only talk to me. And I was able to talk, but she said they were asking me like over and over what happened and who did it, and did somebody push me, and what did somebody hit me, and did somebody touch me with something. And I was just like, wow. So yeah, they will do that. They will interview that child and make sure that they're not gonna say that somebody did something to them. She's just speaking about that. And I guess when the rest of the girls were diagnosed, she knew what to look for at that moment. At that point. So they did all of the testing, and found out that's what it was. I had never heard of that disease myself, but she was able to raise so much money. She said a percentage of all of the purchases, all of the what they bought, it will go towards that charity. Drew ended up coming late. Angela apologizes to Shamia and tells her, I apologize. We got off to a not so good start. It was a little rough, so we need to go somewhere, have a discussion about it. Shamia says that, yeah, I would like to talk to you or get to know you without being Drew's representation. But Shamia, how you gonna talk? Cause you all up in Portia, but you think you got something to say about somebody being somebody representation when can't nobody say Portia name without you going so hard, harder than her mama would? Girl, you could talk about somebody going representing somebody the way you represent for Portia, and then you represent for Portia, and Portia don't even seem like she like you. So Shamia I guess she was just blowing smoke because she knows she one of Portia's favorite mouthpieces, Portia's representative. Angela says that Shamia's a mean girl. She said that's why your name should be Shamina, because you're a mean girl. I was like, oh, okay. All right, Angela. Your name's Shamina. Shamia say, with that 1999 nose, Shamia, no, you can't say that about her. Hello, Urza. You can't say that about her. No. So she said her nose taking over for the 99 and the 2000. I was cracking up. And then Angela said Shamia was Flavor Flav. Now, she said Shamia was Flavor Flav because Portia is Chuck D and Shamia is Portia Hype Man. But I was wondering if she was saying she was Flavor Flav because of Shamia's complexion. Was she saying that she was Flavor Flav because she dressed up as Flavor Flav? Or was she saying Flavor Flav because she looked like... I didn't get the Flavor Flav joke. I was like, so I guess maybe because she just said Shamia was Portia's hype girl. So she was saying that she was Flavor Flav because of that. I don't know. Angela was trying to read. She was trying. She ain't used to this type of setting. So you know, this her first time or whatever. So she don't really know. So Shamia said she looked like Latoya Jackson. I said, oh my God. And then Portugal said, hee hee. I was like, y'all started stuff now. Wanna be started something. Got to be started something. Say you wanna be started something. Got to be started something. Too hard to get up. So Shamia apologized to Drew. Drew tries to apologize to Portia. And then she was like, can we talk? We could talk over here. Portia act like Drew was trying to like come in like Debo and her, telling her, oh, we gotta talk. Oh, we gonna talk today. And then Portia gonna say, she was acting like she was big and bad because she had Heavy D with her talking about her sister. And I was just like, no, that wasn't what she was saying. I mean, but she was just trying to nip it in the bud. Like, let's just talk. Portia wants to be beefing with somebody, so she's going to make it difficult for anybody to apologize to her because she wants to like draw it out so that it could be a thing. I like the ladies' outfits. I did. I'm looking and I'm waiting for Miss Peach Juice to really show her colors because they is coming on out, baby. They coming on out. So I hear that Kenya only has two more episodes to go because she's not going to be on the show because she did some type of revenge P type thing to Britt, and they said that production got really angry. And I mean, this was before it even aired, so this was really like production really being mad and not fake mad, because of course, you know, usually it's the public that make them go back and do something about something, because it's cool once they filming it, then they edited it, and then once we see it, they see that it's a problem, and then they start making changes and backpedaling. But with this particular situation, that doesn't look like this is going to be the case. It looks like this was something that production actually had a disdain for before it even came out, because of course we just not seeing the episodes, and Kenya been gone. She didn't last past, I want to say, episode 6. They said Kenya was gone on episode 6, and production went on to let her go. But I'm tripping because I'm like, y'all been letting Kenya get away with everything every season. I'm wondering why now is it such a big deal that Kenya got to get kicked off and she got to sit out for the rest of the season? And she's done all kinds of stuff. Brought a marching band in Marlo's event, and it don't stop there. She has said the worst things to people. I mean, her reads are like way up there, and way below the belt at the same time. And I mean, people just know that about her. they just know that. I mean, her and Marlo used to go at it, and she would say the most horrible things to Marlo. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is it that made her? Why was it like? Why this time? What was it about this time that made this so hold so much more weight than anything else she said? Because everything was a big deal, and nothing happened. I mean, she's really good TV, so we can't take that from her. She's not my favorite person, but you can't take that from her. She's wonderful TV. So, I don't know. But yeah, that was the episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I would like to thank you for joining me. Thank you to everybody who is going to be on the replay. Please continue to make sure that you hit the like button, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Swig Squad, thank you all. It's been real. This is your girl T with the Diva, and I will holler at y'all later. Bye bye.